ensuring non-bloc, neutral, non-nuclear status of Ukraine, which means abandoning any attempts to drag it into NATO. And I'm also talking about putting an end to the genocide of Russians and Russian-speaking population. That is something that the Kyiv regime has been doing way before Mr. Zelensky came to power. We started hearing from Washington statements claiming that we need to urgently stop, we do not need to discuss anything and let history take a turn. Well, you see, if we stop, then we forget about the root causes of this conflict, and the US administration, since Donald Trump took office, clearly understood these root causes and clearly outlined them. I'm talking about ensuring non-bloc, neutral, non-nuclear status of Ukraine, which means abandoning any attempts to drag it into NATO. And I'm also talking about putting an end to the genocide of Russians and Russian-speaking population. That is something that the Kyiv regime has been doing way before Mr. Zelensky came to power. In legal terms, they abandoned and they banned all possible and impossible rights of the national minority. Formally, it is considered to be a minority, although the majority of Ukrainians think in Russian and speak Russian, and they ban Russian in all areas of life. That is a purely Nazi regime. For quite some time, Zelensky aspired to do that. Macron, Steinmeier, Ursula von der Leyen have been doing that. From some point in time when they stopped mentioning a strategic defeat upon Russia, they started calling for an immediate ceasefire. Back in the day, Macron said that this ceasefire should be unconditional, without any preconditions. And among other things, he publicly stated that nobody would be able to restrict the weapon supplies to the Kyiv regime. That means that when it all became clear, it became clear why they needed this truce. But most importantly, this would mean not only an opportunity to pump the Kyiv regime full of weaponry, to incentivize its terrorist attacks, namely attacks against civil infrastructure and civilians in the Russian territory, the explosions at Nord Stream 1 and 2,